Hi, this is a reflection on lesson 190 in A Course in Miracles. It says, I choose the joy of God instead of pain. And it says, pain is a wrong perspective. When it is experienced in any form, it is a proof of self deception. It is not a fact at all. There is no form it takes that will not disappear if seen aright. And then it says, blah, 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 blah. It is your thoughts alone that cause you pain. So I agree with all of that. My question is, what about physical pain? Because that's a very real and very difficult pain to sit with. I pause because I actually have a very difficult pain in my left knee right now. And so I was playing around with that. Obviously, I feel very fortunate to not be in excruciating pain 24/7 like a lot of people. And some of my clients live with chronic pain. So I'm very empathetic, very aware that that's many people's lives. It's just their daily life experience and reality. And so I agree with all that, of course. Like, our thoughts are what cause us pain, and our thoughts are illusory, so therefore the pain can't be real. And it talks about if pain is real, then God isn't. If God is real, then pain isn't. Because obviously, God wouldn't give us pain, wouldn't be so cruel. And then I think go back to what God is, and all of that, all wrapped up into one, is like this. When I come in and I practice this with my somatics practice, my somatic experiencing practice, like when you go into a pain or discomfort and really sit with it and notice it and track it, like we track the sensations of pain, pretty quickly you'll notice it changes in some way. There's usually a slowing down, a dissipation, a lightening, like it's moving and shift, like moving to the periphery and out of the body, generally. Now, even if there's intense pain, it'll soften even just a little bit by bringing awareness to it, by coming into the stillness and looking at it versus trying to go away from it. So I do believe even with physical pain, like the moving away from, like oh what do you call it, resisting it, the resistance is what amplifies the pain or makes it persist. And then I think about, what about people who are just like that chronic pain day in day out, or really intense pain after an injury like a motor vehicle accident or something. And it's like, well, pain is doing its job, right? Because it's saying something's not right here, and it's getting fixed. Like, the body's trying to fix it, and therefore there's a pain response to say, like, we're protecting this area, keep it safe until the physical job of repair is done, and then the pain subsides. So it's, to me, it's like a teacher. It's like, wait, don't keep doing stuff to this area of the body because we're in repair mode. It's like caution tape around the body part saying, oh, step back. So to me, pain is information. And so I wonder about, that's like injury pain, right? There's repair being done. But what about chronic pain? I think that a lot of time chronic pain, I believe, can have an emotional base. And sometimes that emotion is stress. Like, it's a stress response, because there's just been more cortisol or other stress hormones in the system over a long stretch of time. And so that, goes back to a lot of times thoughts. Like, our thoughts created the stress. We put ourselves, or we were put in stressful situations, and then our stress response, the brain is that control mechanism, pumped out those hormones to keep us in that pain, chronic pain. And then there are other chronic pain conditions that may not be stress related. So what are those about? So anyway, just think about this. How does everything really come back to thought? Like, does every pain, like it says, regardless of form or source or type, like physical versus mental versus emotional. Does it all go back to thought? And then I think, well, I sure notice it firsthand, experientially, when I work with clients and with myself in somatic experiencing, where you go into the sensation and track it and really get curious about it. That's the key word, the curiosity about it. Like, what is it? What's it saying here? Why is it here right now? What's it telling me? Because I do think that all pain is information of some sort. Can it all be traced back to thought? I'm still curious about that. Like physical pains, especially. Mental pains, emotional pain, obviously, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The physical, I'm very curious about how, because it can change with focused awareness, slowing down, attention, grace, like this, a tenderness, looking at it with love, compassion, saying, speaking to it, saying, what are you trying to tell me? What do you need that you're not getting? And oftentimes it bubbles up an answer, and there's a relief and a release and a lightening, a loosening that helps the pain dissipate. So yeah, I physically, like, I experientially understand it, and then I'm like, but how? The brain wants to like make sense of it. Maybe there's no sense to be made. So anyway, that's where I went with this. I think it was all about choosing the joy of God versus pain, or I see the joy of God versus pain, something like that. And so it's talking about and how it's an either or, like, and that pain is an illusion created by the mind. Very curious about this one. So every time I experience a little physical pain, I'll be sure to get curious and say, but how? How did my thoughts create this? I know how my thoughts created the circumstances by which the injury happened. Like, I'm thinking of my knee, and it's an old ski injury, and I wasn't in an aware state of mind, and I was in but just not a great relationship, and I was on a ski slope I should have never been on out of people pleasing, and so it's like, obviously all those not great states of mind thinking led to me having the injury. But the pain itself from the injury, how is that still a thought? So I'm gonna be thinking on it. Yeah, that's what I got for this one. That's how it hit me. Bye.